Let's take Andrea in Salt Lake City. Andrea.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
I just kind of, a minute before you put me on, you talked about having due process, and I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
However, if you read the statement in Kevin Spacey's tweet, he doesn't categorically deny the accusation or anything else. It's just it may have happened.
Yeah.
Had he denied it, then there might be some sort of basis for due process and a proper investigation.
Yes.
But it's just very much taking no responsibility whatsoever and then trying to obfuscate his wrongdoing with, I'm gay, please give me sympathy. And for him to try that so soon after Harvey Weinstein tried to do it earlier this month just seems insane to me.
Yeah, and so Harvey Weinstein, obviously, there's so many. It's kind of like with Bill Cosby. It's the numbers of people. When you say, oh, people have to believe, but then there's due process. But then there's like, when you're talking about 52 women, et cetera, you had this guy, James Toback. There was like 300 people. In fact, I dated a gal one time. This is back in the early 90s. Went on a couple of dates with this gal, but we showed up on a date one time and she said, "This is this guy, James Toback. He's been bugging me to be in his movies. What do you think of that?" I'm like, "He's famous." We had this conversation. So I knew someone who was harassed by James Toback. But so there's huge numbers, right? But then you have an example. Shortly after the Harvey Weinstein thing broke, you had this guy from Amazon, okay? It was one instance, and it seemed that he was acting like a pig. Like when you read the story, it sounds like, okay, the guy seems kind of gross to me because he was being gross to this woman. But she didn't work for him. She didn't work under him. It was a very different situation. But I feel like as these stories come out, everyone is being treated like Harvey Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, when they're really quite different. I mean, Harvey Weinstein is almost he's a serial predator,
Yeah, well, I think, unfortunately, that's what happens with these things, especially with social media. We saw it happen with the Me Too hashtag, where it started off as women being very brave and coming forward with this, and then it quickly gets devalued to people saying, well, Me Too, a guy gave me an uncomfortable look on the street, and it's like, oh, you're not helping when you do this, when you make yourself the center of attention.
Did she hashtag you too, Joe, on that?
They didn't specifically mention me for an uncomfortable. I had something in my eye. I had a little dust in my eye. But I think that's what happens. It's unfortunate because, again, we're not talking about someone making an inappropriate joke or someone having a girly calendar up at work or these other things that certainly should be addressed, but they're not the same as holding someone down for physical assault. You can't say that there's not levels to these things. They certainly fall under the umbrella of bad behavior, but if you're talking about a physical assault, if you're talking about trying to ruin someone's career, these are serious things and they need to be treated and referred to in a serious way.